different processes or bunch of different systems, sometimes process, sometimes call, service call. So we want to, this Azure Logic Apps provides us platform and development platform and design platform to do that. So we are going to discussing more there. Little bit about me. So by role, I am technical manager, leader, and of course, by choice, or you can say by passion, and I'm a like speakers, bloggers, and also holds this MVP from Microsoft and C# corner as well. So we do have a group, as Asani, you have in there your place. We do have a group called .NET Learners House and also C# corner, in case you know. So of course, prior to COVID, we were more active, and after that, we are not that active, but we did some virtual events. But I think we should be resuming as soon as things get better, right? Some of these are my, what do you call, interests, and also not take much time. I'll kind of begin. So what we're going to talk is we're going to understand what this Azure Logic Apps means, what this is meant for, and then we are going to discuss. There is a similar technology called Power Automate. Earlier we were calling it Microsoft Flow. Microsoft is very good in keep renaming things as and when they feel that they should. So now it is called Power Automate. And then we're going to discuss that how we can create logic apps. We also, of course, going to discuss that what a different typical use case where you think you can plan to develop logic apps. And we can have demo, and we can quickly kind of for any question and answers, I'll be there. So let's spend some time understanding a little bit more on logic apps, right? So this name may confuse that, to be honest, when I heard this name, I thought it may be like some component, because logic generally means some logic we can put. So I did not get a sense that it's kind of an integration platform, right? If we just read this name, but this has a lot more than what the name tells. So basically, one thing is that it is a cloud-based platform. Even we can also create workflows in Visual Studio, but there are containers available, connectors available. I think we have containers already available for VS 15, 17, and also 19. For 2022, it is yet to be released. But the constraint that we have is that even we have a connector, it is not an offline online experience. So even if we are creating workflows from Visual Studio, we have to have internet on, because it talks to the Azure on a real time when we do something. So it's like there is a connection that gets established when we create any or when we kind of try to manage or create workflows using Visual Studio. So basically it means that, and hence the more popular I have seen people creating logic apps directly in the browser, because they anyway needed internet. So why exactly? So the value of doing it from Visual Studio, of course, it may get more easy to use kind of stuff, but still I have seen more people use browser for creating logic apps. Okay. Of course, you might have noticed that it is used for integration. If I just find one word for it, integration is a word, right? Everything revolves around integration. So it is to kind of, it can be used to integrate enterprise, B2B scenarios, like different systems one may have, different process one may have, different applications also. So anything of that can be integrated. So now let's spend few minutes on. So as I said, we have a, maybe you can say cousin of Logic app called Power Automate. Earlier the name was Microsoft Flow. Now just call it Power Automate. So they're pretty similar. So sometimes people confuse themselves that hey, where exactly I should use Logic app versus Power Automate. So there are some guidance that is provided by Microsoft, and that really helps us to make decision that hey, this is the candidate or this could be the right choice when we can go for Logic apps versus Power Automate. So like I think based on what I heard from Ehsan, it looks like this community is for typically for developers, and hence Logic app is a good candidate for them who writes or who likes to write custom code, or who write who have maybe a skill to integrate or write customize their own solutions, custom solutions, right? So for them, Logic app is a good choice. Someone who may not be that hands-on, or maybe business users, administrators who may not be good on writing code or custom code. So for them, Power Automate gives so many features by which they can just do drag and drop. They don't need to really write a lot of code there to achieve some integration. So for smaller integrations, Power Automate can be the good choice. But for something custom and something advanced, maybe Logic app is a good choice, right? I think same thing is discussed in scenarios as well, like self-service. So I think since we're talking about self-service, some of us may relate it to Power BI and all, right? So even if somebody is using Power BI, they are most likely the business users. They will not have a lot of custom knowledge. So like that, so Power BI is for data. And of course, if somebody is hands-on, they may use different systems, ETL tools, like that. Here, for self-service things, Power Automate is a good choice. Coming back to the design tools, so as I said, we do have Visual Studio, VS Code in browser as well. We can kind of design the workflows. Power Automate on the other side, it doesn't have connectors to design workflows using VS Studio and Code. It is typically in browser. To the max, we can have some mobile apps, right? Coming to the ALM part, that is again pretty close to the developers. They use them day in day out. So since we are saying that Logic app may have some custom code, so Azure DevOps, of course, is there to rescue us, to help us there in terms of source controlling, versioning, building, right, and managing all those stuff. Resource manager is also can be used in kind of in the when you're using Logic apps. And I think folks who know Azure a little bit, they can understand that Azure Resource Manager can be used to automate the deployments. So if we want to talk about automate deployments, ALM, then I think Logic app is a way to go. At the same time, Power Automate is a choice when generally we try to see, since there's not a lot of custom code here, so it is a good choice for maybe non-production, and once we are ready we can deploy it, but there isn't so much tools available by which we can have versioning, we can have maybe different ALM stuff. Coming to admin. So for admin, this Logic app, Azure Portal has all the stuff. Using Azure Portal, we can manage resource groups, connections, access, etc. However, for Power Automate, I think it comes with Microsoft 365 license. So what it means is that we do have certain features and capabilities that helps us, right? Uh, yeah, but the kind of admin stuff we can do for Logic apps using Azure Portal, that kind of flexibility may not be there for Power Automate. Coming to security, so security, we do have security features, whether it's like defenders, audits, etc. And even the similar stuff is also there for Power Automate. Security is paramount, right? And the importance of security is keep increasing because of several reasons that we know, including cyber attack, etc. And moreover, when it is to involved multiple systems, so it becomes even more important. Think about it. In any company, if one system is kind of got exposed, since this Logic apps has connection with other systems, right? So it can expose so many systems in a company, in enterprise. So it is basically risky if in that sense. So if some hacker gets access to one system, they can very much get access to other systems. So security has to be there, and hence Microsoft has taken care security as well. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about a little bit use cases, that when exactly we should be thinking about it, that hey, maybe I should use Logic apps, right? So some of the common example that we can think about is that let's if there is some event happened, some task completed, let's send about some notification, right? The typical example that maybe some file got uploaded or some message came in some cases. So some kind of a notification can be sent, right? If you talk about some maybe e-commerce system, so if customer orders came in from different warehouse A to B, maybe some kind of notifications can be there, how much time they took. All those calculations can happen using different tasks or workflows that we have, right? Anything that again, similar to first point, that any event happened on different servers, so those kind of notification can also be sent. Moreover, apart from that, we can also use this for, I have seen this pretty often used to monitor and make analytics out of tweeters, like any handle. So let's take maybe Hassan talked about Independence Day, right? So maybe if some Twitter tag is happening that hey, this is Bangladesh Independence Day, so I'm sure that most people will writing good stuff. So maybe if you want to see that how people are reacting, so we can using some tag, we can pull all the tweets, right? And then we can use maybe some analytics service that is out there in cognitive services that Azure has. So let's say we can use language service or text analytics service. So that can read those tweets and give a data that how kind of what is sentiment of people, how people are chatting about it, about independence, right? If we take example like that, anything, right? Generally, it is used or it can be very helpful. Let's say there is a product launch, right? Let's say some new company came in market and they want to see that how is that is perceived, right? Uh, uh, in India, there are so much, I would say, lovers of Xiaomi Mi phones because it's like budget phone. It has good features. So let's say Xiaomi launched a new phone and it want to see that how people are chatting or how people are writing about new phone, right? So if people are happy, right, they will have very nice stuff to say that, hey, maybe this phone is very good and not. If they're really pissed off, they're angry, then we don't know. We know what kind of words they write. So basically, it can give instead of maybe some company, and just take to example of Xiaomi, but could be any company. They want to understand automatically. Of course, the other way is that they have a resource just to read all those, good and sometimes not so good stuff out there, and just keep reading all the day. Uh, of course, they can do that if they have a lot of money. But if they want to save it or they want to automate certain stuffs, they can use this Logic app to automatically pull some of the common or hashtags or some sentiments using Twitter, and they can get a sense that, hey, maybe how people are perceiving it, right? So they can take some decisions out of that. Okay, a lot of talking. Let's do something in action. So let's see. So I'm presenting, I'm sharing my screen, and then we can see that. Just give me a moment. Okay. Yeah, so let me quickly share my browser. Okay. Can you guys see my machine? Hassan, can you see that? Yes, no?
Yes. Yes, we
Okay,
can.
good. So I hope because it is this integration is kind of, as I said, it has dependency on Azure Portal, and of course Azure Portal means that we have internet connection. So having a good, I would say, basics, the assumption is that we know that about the basics. Maybe I can spend a minute to explain quickly how this looks like. So this is the Azure portal, and again, Microsoft keep changing the way they feels that sometime not drastic change, but this is a new. I remember the kind of portal we had maybe 10 years back or 5 years back. It was different. So the thing is that Microsoft keep evolving this experience based on the feedback, and this is what the latest, what do you call, they make it more minimal. Earlier, when we open, it was like, hey, it has so many things to get lost, right? It was very hard, and it was confusing sometimes. So they make it a little more minimalistic. Of course, we can always update this dashboard as well. So let's take a quick tour, and then we can jump to what we want to say. So this is the all the services that typically it has. As you can see in the left side, it has different categories based on, we know that the compute, the networking, storage, web, etc. And security, of course, all the stuff there that we can think about Azure supports. And we can click on any service and we can see right side all those stuff, like all different things. For example, if we talk about this AI and machine learning, so we have different services under this category, under AI and machine learning. So like that, since we are developers, you can click on web. So all the stuff which are relevant for developers comes over here. right? Starting from app services to front doors, API, etc. So now for this, for this talk, we discussed about this Twitter, right? And so for that, let's take that example, how we can maybe implement that. So for that, if you want to have sentiments analysis of tweets, so it has two things, right? One is, of course, Azure Logic app itself, but it should also have something that can give it basically what do you call sentiments like data. So of course Twitter can give the that what kind of tweets are being made by the users. There should be some service that can analyze that tweet and give some kind of a score that, hey, this is good, this bad, or ugly, or whatever. So for that, the service that is used in Microsoft is called the AI service. We call it cognitive services. So let's search cognitive services. So in this, when you click on this AI machine learning, you can see here cognitive services. So you need to click there. Okay. So again, as the name suggests, it is like you can assume cognitive services is something like ready-made AI, right? So it is very similar to what we discussed, a few minutes back, that if you write code yourself, if you know it, go for Logic app. If you don't, go for Power Automate. Like that, if somebody is good on writing ML models, AI models, for them, they can go for ML.NET, right? And write their own custom models. But someone like me who is not expert on that, for them, this is the place. Cognitive services. So Microsoft has done work for us already. So Microsoft has put those ML models inside the service, cognitive services, and made the APIs available for users or developers, to be specific. So developers really don't need to write, different kind of association, classifications, kind of models. They can simply consume these services and they are good. So how, it is that simple, right? So now coming to a quick summary here, so you can see it is like, it has different categories again under cognitive services. So for language, this is what we need that we are going to do. Language, of course, it means different text or something. For that, we have a bunch of services. For vision, right? Vision means, of course, we can see something. So for example, we want to see that maybe I remember doing some demos in the past using these services where we can maybe pass some photos and suppose we want to analyze, put a caption automatically, so we can pass the loop of different images, let this API, for example, if it's a face API, it can detect the face, and for example, if it is detecting my face, or let's say a sun face for now, I'm just taking a snap and putting this on API. This API is going to say that, hey, San looks happy, and here is the spec, right? So see how intelligent it is doing. Otherwise, we need to write a lot of code, and of course, they said not everyone is expert on ML machine learning, right? We are typically developers, and there is a very different kind of knowledge is required for machine learning. it is very sophisticated, different area altogether. But for developers like us, how we can make use of something. So Face API, we can pass the photo and it can automatically tell based on different parameters that it has, that, hey, this person is happy, angry, or whatever, right? So basically it has capabilities, what I'm trying to say. So this is about vision, right? Same can happen with video, we can say that. So there is a vision capability. Decisions, again, different kind of decisions. So maybe we can say, let's say, suppose that there is a portal that is used by kids. So we can maybe have some kind of a moderation done, that kids are maybe someone else is trying to access that portal and putting some not so good pictures. It is not allowing. So it has moderator service as well, by which it can filter maybe explicit photos, offensive photos, etc. It won't let it upload in the portal, right? It can say that, hey, this doesn't look like a good picture. Let's not upload in a kids portal. So even if somebody is trying to upload, it won't allow. So like that, what I'm saying, that this cognitive services are ready-made machine learning, you can say. It is very useful, on many use cases that we can use in our day-to-day life. So now coming back to this demo thing, so we can use language. So language service, right? Why language? Because we are saying that maybe Twitter, we need to see that how Twitter posts are, they're how good or bad or how it is. So create. Let's click on create. Again, it has a couple of options. So if you want to have something like, answer on your question somebody is posing, right? So we can use this one. Next is, we want to classify this and extract. Means, for example, text is out there. We want to classify that here is a good or bad, how it is, right? Sentiments. So maybe look, this is still in preview, but I think we can use it for demo. It is what we need. That we are passing the text and we are getting the scores that, or confidence that maybe the overall that this is a positive sentiment or not. So let's select this one. Okay, select and hit here, continue to create your resource. So think about it. So it is creating nothing but text analytics service under cognitive services, right? Subscription. So I have enterprise subscription. If somebody don't have, no, that's okay. They can use free subscription for some time. I think Microsoft provides maybe a month's subscription for free. At least in India, I hope in your place as well. I think it's worldwide. Resource group, again, it is very important thing. Resource group in entire Azure. It is a kind of container you can have that all the resources under this resource group. So it's like a very good example could be that house, right? A big house. So in house we have family living, maybe 5, 10, depending on how big the family is. So you can say house as a resource group. I'm just giving very easy analogy to understand what it means and what it does, right? So resource group is like a container or in real world maybe a house where we have all the resources. In house we have all the family members. So basically the idea is that we have all the stuff that we create that goes inside the source group. So it is easy. I would say it is very useful that we create here. So for example, either I can create a new one if I have, or I can always create a new, a new one if I don't want to use. So let's say I'm creating new one. So I can create demo, Twitter. Okay, it is here. Stick is saying that yes, good. Okay, so this is the resource group under which I'm creating this service called text analytics that is above County services, right? Region, again, very important stuff. Looks like it is not available in whole lot of regions. Generally, these services are available, generally most of them are available in many regions, including India, and I'm not sure that we have in Bangladesh, but even if it aren't, they're very nearby regions which are out there. In South India could be, Southeast Asia could be, right? So depending on, even India, it was not there earlier, but now we have 3 of resource regions. So they might sort of keep adding more and more. So the idea is that we should use the nearest one. Of course, not just that we like nearest one, but reason is that it will be faster, right? In cloud, everything is, we all like cloud, but there are a few things that we should be very cognizant of and we should be aware of. That what is cloud? If I say it is someone else's machine, to be very simple, and kept it somewhere else. So if it is in my house, if I'm using, it will be faster. If it is in, if I deploy a thing in my house and Ehsan is accessing that from his house, it will be slower, right? So the thing is, we should use near the region achievement possible, right? So now we have 2 choices. So one is West US and Europe. We know that US is far than Europe. We know this common sense. So we should use Europe, or that is a faster. We can use any, but it will be faster because our resources that we create will be hosted in this region. Simple. Name again, there are some guidance, out of name we should use only alphanumeric, hyphen, and nothing else. So let's say I'm creating demo, and this is text analytics. So let's see if it is allowing that. Oh, it can't. So looks like I can't use underscore. Let's try this one. Oh, it's already used. Okay, no worries. I'll take something else. So I'll say maybe cognitive services, text analytics. Okay, is it there? Oh yeah, it's there. Sorry. So basically the name that is easy for you to comprehend, to know, that is what you should use. Pricing tier, again, very important feature, because it has a cost angle. So you should use the one that is relevant to you, or that is just most economical to you, right? If you're getting your job done in, let's say, since we are talking to Bangladesh crowd, so I can say if you're able to do the same job in 1 taka, why will you spend 5 taka, right? Simple. So the idea is that we should use as cheap as possible. Of course, not because we like or not, but because we can save the money. We can use it somewhere else. So we should use based on how much need we have, not how hard we like. So that's what it means. Of course, we can go through here to get more, but it's maybe not I would say relevant for now. So let's go and create. So what it does, it tries to review. So I missed something. Okay, it is saying that I missed something. So what I missed? Look at here. So it is popping that, hey, you missed something in basics. So what I missed? Let's review that. I missed something here. So I also need to create some service account. Okay, sorry, storage account. That is a prerequisite of this service. So it is saying that it is not there. So I need to create. Okay. It's fine, I can create it. Again, service account. So demo, and let's see what it takes. It's not available. So service account. Okay, I think I can't use this one. So demo service account. Let's say 2. Oh yeah, it's there. Oh, it's not. Let's say 2. I'm just giving some number. Oh yeah, it's there. It's available. So we can use any. Again here, I have choice, but I'll use this one. This looks like what I need. Again, I don't need premium. I'm not doing anything in production, so I should be using, as I said, cheapest possible. So that looks better. That's okay. So after that, click on OK, and it will configure the service account. Again, since it is a sentiment thing and everything, and we're dealing with different kind of societies, and they may have their own sentiments. Just to make sure that it won't create problems in future, Microsoft want to play safe, and they have this tiny text box available for us. So we can click this and click on review and create. What happened? Wait. Okay, again something we missed here. So let's see that. What is missed? We missed selecting this. Means we agree that it won't be used for something illegal, right? That's what it means. And if it be using, we will be accountable, not Microsoft. Okay, good. So validation passed. So we could basically, now we are good to create text analytics servers. We can click on create. So it will take some time, maybe depending on the speed, etc. It may take maybe few seconds to a minute. So let's go there. Oh, looks like it does. It is done. It is done. So now, no, it is not. But I think it may take maybe a few more seconds. But fine. So basically, we got text analytics created for us, right? And that we should be using. Okay. Now let's go and create something more. So remember we talked about Logic App, right? So go to search and select Logic App here. I can see Logic App popping here as well, so I'm selecting from there. Okay, no Logic Apps already available. That's fine. So click on here and add. Okay, as usual, it asks for the source group. So since we already created something, demo-Twitter, so I'm selecting the same. As I said, if you recall, the source group is like a container that all the stuff that we create should be inside that. Now Logic App name, so I'm giving demo underscore logic. Okay, it is having already. Okay, demo hyphen logic. Publish. So how I want to publish as a workflow, as a container. So let's take default settings. Okay, and so region I'm not selecting this time. Let's take whatever it has. Again, we are given a choice of plan type. So we have consumptions and standard. So since it is a demo, so no point in selecting enterprise level thing. We can just select consumption. Okay, and click on. Okay, so there is a message popping. There are no log analytics available in this. But anyway, we are not going to do log analytics over here. right? It is a demo, so I can leave it. So click on review and create. Okay, so validation passed, we have everything good. Now click on create. Again, it may take few seconds to maybe 30 seconds to a minute depending on the speed, your network speed. So let's see. I think it is creating, should come real quick. Wow, it's almost there. Okay, other way, if you don't want to keep hooked up on this screen, what we can do is we can go to all here. Okay, we can go all services, all resources that we have. Then we can select the resource group that we created. So for example, if you recall, we created demo underscore hyphen Twitter. I'm selecting this, and see, we got all the resources that we created. So whether it's language service, if you recall this one, or logic app that just got created, and the service account as well, right? So let's review this logic app. Okay, so this is a logic app that we were discussing, right? Let's see how this looks. So this is opening a designer in which we can create workflows, and we can you know integrate multiple business process based on our requirement. So there are some basic, you can say, already available template that is given for beginners. Of course, once they get good hands-on, they can use anything. But to begin with, we can see that. So trigger, right? So this is the trigger. So as you can see, there are a bunch of trigger, whether it's mail, message, HTTP, etc. Some of you who knows Azure functions can relate a little bit. That also works on different triggers, right? So we do have template as well if somebody wants to see, achieve some job using automatically built templates. So it's like saves time, a lot of time. Okay. For example, see, we're talking about Twitter, right? There are some Twitter template also available. So let's quickly review that. Email yourself, add new tweets about a certain keyword. So if somebody wants to, if you want to get mail when there is some tweet happen with some keywords, or we call it hashtag is a pretty common meaning word for keywords. So you can get a mail. You can set up like that. Post to Slack if a new tweet matches with some hashtag. So if somebody is writing something, you want to put that into Slack, there's a collaboration tool. You can use that as well. Deliver an SMTP email to new tweets. Yeah, or send a mail using SMTP mail service when there is a new tweet. Like that. Share my tweets on Facebook. Again, we want to integrate Facebook and Twitter. So yeah, that can also be done automatically, right? Share point list if you want to save your tweets just for reference that you can use later. If you want to, interesting, if you want to share new Instagram photos in Twitter as well, right? Maybe celebrities that may be doing this a lot. They don't need to manually do that, right? So like that, there are a bunch of use cases of Twitter itself. If you can see here, there are a bunch of integration already happened with Office 365, with Outlook, with Twitter. All the stuff also you can integrate. So the thing is that if you want to take some quick help or starters that from Microsoft templates, you can very much do that. Coming to what we needed, we can go here. Let's see what we want to use. So let's quickly go to the one that is most relevant to us. Uh, okay, so let's say I'm using uh, this one. So please see that when new tweet is posted, right? So I can click here. So of course, this needs a connection. So we need to sign in. Okay. So basically, we need to authorize Logic App to use Twitter, right? Otherwise, how will it read? So let's say Twitter connection. How much time we have, Ashan? If you're there. I guess maybe a few more minutes, so we'll see how much we can do that. Even if we're not able to complete, I think I can certainly guide you with some resources where you can read it more. So it is asking us to authorize, and rightly so. So I'm just putting my, it's already got it. So I'm authorizing it. Okay. So there is some issue. Looks like it is not authorizing me to. It is blocked. Interesting. Maybe some issue.
Sorry, we have 7 minutes left.
Okay, no worries. Thanks, Ashan. Okay, so again, let's try. Authorize Microsoft Azure Logic Apps to access your account. We give it a try if it is working. Okay. Authorize app. Something is wrong. It will be, need to check it. Okay. Let's try maybe template if that is easier. Okay. Microsoft keeps changing sometime additional policies, so maybe there are some policy that might have introduced. I need to do something more, but never mind. There are ways to do that. So let's see some templates because that can save time as well, and we may be able to complete this demo. Okay. I think I can easier find this about. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, email yourself about certain keyword by Outlook. Use this template. Fix connection, invalid connection. So maybe it needed better connection or something. Okay, maybe maybe I need to see something here different. Oh, bring your own application. I see. Okay. Connection. It's putting some name here. Use default. This did not work. So, oh, so I need to create. Okay, it is little maybe bigger task than we could do in maybe 5 minutes. But anyway, maybe in some time in future we can show it completely. So looks like there's additional. We need to have a. They have introduced some additional security check. Of course, as we know that things are kind of getting hacked and everything. So this has introduced additional. So maybe we need to have a maybe an app that is kind of validating the Twitter first, and that keys can be used over here. So maybe we'll see at some other point, but let's quickly understand maybe a little bit more on this if you're not able to make this working. Let me quickly go there. Okay. Let's go to template one more time. Okay, let's quickly review this a little bit more, right? So uh, if you try to connect with what we're talking on different, uh, maybe what do you call, different things that or different events when those happens, we should be able to make this work. So for example, if there is a message right in service bus queue, if you know that is used for message based communication. So suppose you want to suppose let's say you have a service bus and you have uh, you're using event driven architecture and you have some maybe message broker. So if you want to perform certain activities, let's say you have an e-commerce site and somebody basically somebody orders something and they made a payment and then basically you want to perform the credit card validation, right? So that can be one example of using this HTTP request. If some API call is happening and we want to perform some things, Twitter, we just see it looks like additional security check has reduced, so we could not complete, but yeah, we will look at some other time. Event grid. Event grid is something there are bunch of events happens and in a we use in one of our application in my project where we use this event to get numerous events at the same time, and it basically routes the right event to the right solution, right? Other example could be that suppose somebody got a mail, suppose in your company you got a mail, and if based on the keywords on mail, right? Let's say you want to see that if there are some keywords, maybe escalation or priority, you want to route it to some escalation group. So that could be one example where you can use this one. And like that, there are a bunch of other resources that you can use it. So quite a lot, I would say, template that can be used to perform your jobs in integrating multiple systems and workflows. So a lot to learn. If you want to learn more, Microsoft has given very good tutorials. You don't need to pay for it. Microsoft has came up with very, I would say, very great documentation. Docs.microsoft.com you can see, and also it is out there everywhere. So what I'm saying is that learning technology, including Azure Logic Apps, is made very easy. You don't need to spend, I would say, of course, if you want, you can, but in most cases, Microsoft documentation is good enough for you to make yourself, at least starting to Azure Logic Apps. And of course, as more and more you work, you will get better on that. Okay, with that, I'll conclude my session. Thanks, Asan, for your time. And yeah,
Thank you very much. It's a nice presentation. Uh, we are very happy to onboard you with us, and hopefully in future you will join with our community. And as it is a webinar, I hope the Indian technical people will easily join with us.
sure. Yes, we are always there for technical records.
Right.
There is no border, as you said. Yeah, techies are borderless. They can go anywhere.
Right.
Okay, thanks, Aishan, for this opportunity. Thank you. Hey, welcome, Pankaj. Glad to see you.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully, Deepak invites us for some community connections and we can see in person in India. Okay, sure. Thanks, Ishan. I'm signing off. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hi, Pankaj. I think your mic is mute.
Hey, hi, sorry, I was on mute.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, good. How about you?
I am fine, and thank you very much for joining
Yeah,
with us and with the webinar. And I think along with Bangladeshi community, Indian community, and technical person will also can join with us.
yeah,
It's a collaboration in a sort of, and hope it's a friendly technical network will grow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining. And we are now moving towards our next session.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me put in my microphones.
It's okay. Like, no problem.
Am I?
Actually, where are you from in India?
So I'm from India, Mumbai.
Mumbai. Oh,
But
Mumbai is a
now
great city.
yeah, now I am in Singapore right now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Am I audible now?
Yeah, your audio is now.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So let's begin. I cannot see participants. Why? I was just checking.
Actually, the fact is the speaker and a few organizer are in the meeting. We are broadcasting it in the Facebook Live.
Oh, okay. Okay, nice. So let me share my screen and start the presentation.
Sure.
Okay. Enter. Shoot. How to share? I'm just using this first time. Can you help me to share a screen?
You're not getting the sharing?
Yeah, I'm not able to see the share option. Are you on mute? I don't hear you. I cannot hear you. Yeah. Hello.
In the top right corner, you will get a share icon. Top right corner, there is the icon named share.
Wait a minute. I am on Mac right now.
Oh,
So I cannot see that option. About Microsoft Teams. No. I can say open share tray, but I see it blank. Not sure what it is.
oh, it's okay.
Can I rejoin the meeting and see if?
Sure.
Yeah, give me a moment.
We have another one more session
Mm-hmm.
in this event. Can you find out the share option?
Still, I cannot see it. Not sure why. Did you enable it? I don't know.
Can you please go right side, right corner, right top corner?
Yeah.
Quite right. Is there any icon name share is visible in your PC?
No. Wait a minute. Let me see if what's going on. Not sure what happened.